Welcome to WFPC Podcasting, your local source for the heart and history of Pike County, Indiana. And now, here's your host, Randy Harris.
In the early 1970s, there was a concept to combine rural schools so students would have more opportunities, and it was driven by declining enrollment, budgetary restraints, reducing administrative costs, and to offer a stronger curriculum to those students. Opposition came in the name of individual identity of the specific community. In Pike County, we were combining high schools from Otwell, Winslow, and Petersburg. Stendal and Spurgeon had already consolidated to Winslow. Over 50 years down the road, our students not only learned to get along, they like getting back together. Here to discuss is the president of the Pike Central Alumni Association, Terri Whitehead.
Hello.
This is Kyle Hathaway with Hathaway Excavating and Rock Yard. We have the equipment and crew to take care of your earth moving needs, septic installs, and digging out what you need dug out. We also deliver rock, and we maintain and pump septics. We're just a couple miles away. Call Hathaway Excavating at 812-582-2646.
WFPC is sponsored by the Dustin Schnare Agency for Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Dustin and his staff, including Tyler Dillon, are right here in Pike County. It's face-to-face, and they guide you through the process of insurance. Whether it's home, auto, farm, commercial, or life, the Dustin Schnare Agency is here to help. Call the Dustin Schnare Agency at 812-766-1117 or stop in at the new office on State Road 61 at Petersburg. This program is sponsored in part by Dr. Clint Schultz with Schultz Eye Care in Petersburg. Schultz Eye Care offers comprehensive dilated eye exams, contact exams, a huge selection of name brand frames for glasses and sunglasses, and if you buy a pair, get a second pair at 50% off and a year's supply of contacts at 25% off. Schultz Eye Care is an independent office and are open through the week except Tuesday afternoon. The phone number is 812-354-9400. What year did you graduate? 1977.
I was the third graduating class at Pike Central.
So you are in Otwell, Jefferson Township, born and bred, and so you're a freshman at Otwell High School.
I went to until my freshman year at Otwell, and then moved to Pike Central in my sophomore year. Yes.
So you were kindergarten through freshman year, first grade through
first grade. We did not have kindergarten when I was a student. One of my brothers was in one of the early kindergartens. Yeah, but no kindergarten for me.
So you started out, went all through school at Otwell. You can envision that you're going to graduate from Otwell High School in your freshman year. They tell you the news.
Yes.
That you're going to go to a consolidated school with kids from Petersburg and Winslow and the rest of the county. What were your thoughts as a freshman?
I honestly don't remember that being a negative for me. I know that probably those juniors that were going to be seniors, some of them still have some negative issues about consolidating. I was a part of some of the decisions that had to be made. I was on a committee with other students that picked the mascot and our school colors. And so I don't remember it being a negative. I remember, maybe there was some nervousness there, but I remember going down there and being a part of that school from the day one. And I've always thought of that as my school, yeah.
In with both feet.
Yep. And I loved Otwell, don't get me wrong there either. But I just don't remember it ever being an issue for me.
So we're going to, of course, get to the main topic. But you're also president of the Otwell Alumni Association.
I am. And they asked me 3 years ago to be the president of that organization. And I said, I didn't even graduate. So I turned them down. I said, no. But at that time, the president of that organization really wanted to be out of it. She'd been doing it for a long time. And I looked at what they have accomplished. I mean, they still have a large number of people who attend their banquet in June, and they're still giving quite a bit of money to their scholarship fund. And I thought, I don't think we can let this die just yet. So I finally agreed, and I'm working with that committee as well. So, and they don't do quite as much, so it's not as difficult a position as Pike Central Alumni has become. But I do both, yeah.
We'll talk to us, and we can come back to Otwell if you want to.
Okay, all right.
But what all does the Pike Central Alumni, and you've got, I think this will be 50, when the kids graduate, you're going to have 52 years of a pool to pull from.
Yes.
To be active.
Yeah.
In this alumni association.
Well, I'm really excited about this association because we've attempted an alumni association at Pike Central. I think this is the third time. And I've been a part of all of them, I think, in some way. But I'm really excited about this one because I think the very first one, we tried to do it too soon. Nobody was really interested.
And that was when?
I think it was after the first, well, it would have been after I had graduated, so maybe 3 or 4 years after the school started. So we just didn't have enough people interested at that point.
They didn't miss you yet.
Yeah, right. And so then we tried it again, maybe early 80s or something, and I can't tell you, I don't remember why that one didn't work. I know we did one banquet, I think, and that was it. But then this one, I came into it after they had already started it. There were some, I know Carla Willis and Vicki Smith, Susan Flint. I know for sure they were all part of getting it started. And I had just moved home from Greenwood, Indiana. I lived up there for several years, and they asked me to be a part of it. And so then, I don't know, I was with them for a few minutes, and we decided to elect officers. I was elected president. And I feel like our mission, well, it's our stated mission, actually. We want to create opportunities for our alumni to gather and see each other again. But we also would like to create opportunities for our alumni to give back. So we've done some things. We've used some of our money to help some other people. I know this last year we gave some money and we supplied the golf team out at Pike Central with all their golf balls for the season. We still want to support our scholarship. We have a scholarship that was created by the class of 1975. It's maintained by the Community Foundation Alliance, and we give to that every year. So there's a lot of things we're doing, we'd like to do, but I'm excited about it because this has been the most successful start and continuation of an association like this that we've had. So a lot of things are happening.
And just tell us about, did you bring your list? What all is happening? I know
my list. I didn't bring it with me, but we have now a banquet every other year. This next year will be our third one.
So you've been doing this for 5 years, basically.
4 to 5, yeah. So I don't think we had one the first year we started that next year. I believe that's when it was. We last year we tried to do a lot for the 50th anniversary. We did have a banquet last year, and we celebrated that 50th anniversary of the first graduating class, or the opening of Pike Central. We did some things with the students out at school. We did a display in the library on those windows. In the first year at Pike Central, we had what was for Spirit Week. I don't remember what Spirit Week it was, what athletic event, but we had an ugly legs contest. And it was all the male teachers who wanted to participate.
Funny.
The kids only saw their bare leg from the knee down in pictures. And they had to vote with their money on who had the ugliest legs. I cannot tell you who won that one, but we recreated that. We did one this last year with the teachers at Pike Central, the male teachers. Mr. Gideon was our winner that year. And he won the ugly legs contest. So we've done some things like that. We'd like to do more of that.
I've still got that vision.
Yeah. But that was fun. We have a golf scramble every year. And that's been pretty successful. We use some of that money that we make on the golf scramble to, we usually give at least $1,000 to our scholarship with that money. We've done different things. We've had socials where we've just invited people to come and gather, and that's free of charge. And we've had finger foods with that. We just last week did an appreciation luncheon for the teachers at the high school. Hope to do something to support the middle school in the future, but we did that with them. So we're just trying to do as many different things. We have things on our agenda that we'd like to do that we haven't done yet. We were thinking about a 5K run. Maybe if nobody else is going to do it, we would consider doing it during Buffalo Trace.
Tie Mr. Elliott into that.
Yeah, we can try that. But just different things that we want to do. And we would like to get more and more of the younger alumni involved. We're getting a few more. And part of the reason we're getting more, and I think becoming more successful, is we asked for a grant through the Community Foundation, it was either last year or the year before, to purchase an alumni database, an online database. So we're gathering alumni information, names, addresses, and most importantly, email addresses. We've already sent out a few emails to the people we have on it now. We'll have a newsletter. And that's going to allow us to communicate with a lot more people. And I think that's what's going to help us be more successful. Because I know that some of our communications haven't been the best in the past years. It's hard to figure out how to get a hold of everybody. We have Facebook, we have a website, but I think this database is going to be crucial to what we're trying to do, because we're going to be able to communicate with a lot more people. And then hopefully we can do a lot more for our schools. I personally would love to see us help fund more and more, and that would be by asking our alumni to help us out. One of the projects, again, this is my personal pet project that I would like to see us do, is we have the football field. It's named after Dr. Weathers. Mm-hmm. I would be surprised if any of the kids at Pike Central know who Dr. Weathers was. I would like to buy, it's like those, I don't know what you call them, they're story panels, like the library has some up outside their library if you look at those, but they're very heavy duty metal panels, and inside them you can put a story. We could put Dr. Weathers' picture and then his history about why it's named after him, so that people would know who he was for a long time. And I'd like to see us have a donation campaign to pay for that. And so we could put that out there. That's just one thing that I would like to see happen. And so we are a nonprofit.
You knew Dr. Weathers.
I did know Dr. Weathers. I always tell people, I said, Dr. Weathers, when he was announcing football games, and I can remember one time he would tell you what was happening in the game. And there was one time when the other player, on the other team was tackled. And I can remember him saying, who was that to tackle? Well, just say it was a whole host of Chargers that tackled that player.
He shared that to me when I had that microphone out there.
Yeah, he was good.
A whole host of Chargers.
Yeah, didn't name them all.
Yeah,
so he was there while I was there. And then my brothers both played football, and I think he was there throughout their football careers as well. So he was there for a while. But yeah.
What a great Pike County character.
Yeah. And I do have to say this too. At our last year at our banquet, some things that happened. We had Jeff Myers, who is a doctor at NASA.
Oh my.
Came and spoke. We had teachers, our former teachers, who came. Great. And I think they all had a great time. Some of them thanked me for, sending them the invitation. And we're hoping, again, that will increase. We'd love to have veteran teachers, retired teachers, present teachers. They would all be invited to our banquet.
It's all the same community, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. So, and I was really pleasantly surprised too. We had somebody that was going to play music, Nobody cared about that. They were mingling and talking and sharing, getting their pictures taken together. And that was more important than entertainment for them.
So
that year.
those first few years, you're still worried about life and what you're going to do and how you're going to get everything done and get all of your accomplishments. But then after you get on that path, you start to get a little sentimental for your people, your peeps. And so once you've been out of school 5-10 years, they might want to get active in this.
Yeah, I think so. And I do think we've been seeing a bigger age group, but we'd still like to have more. And hopefully, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do yet, but we want to do something for this year's graduating class, either some kind of a certificate. You're now an alumnus of the Pike Central Alumni Association, or something that we can kind of let them know as well.
Something tangible they can see and smell and touch and feel. Yeah.
So, but I'm excited about it because I love seeing people. I love talking to people from my high school class, from, all different classes. And I think a lot of other people feel that way too. So, I think it's a good thing. And I just want to see it, grow.
So we're going to have some Pike Central grads watching this. How do they get involved? Make sure their class is represented. Make sure they're involved in what you're planning.
A couple different things. We have a website. It's just PikeCentralAlumni.com.
That's easy.
They can go on to that website. There's a button there that they can click on to join the database. And when they join that database, they will begin to get the emails. I hope not to bombard them with anything, but maybe one email a month just to let them know what else is going on. I'm on Facebook myself and Messenger, so anybody that needs anything, they can always message me if they just want to send me their email. We basically need their name and email to be on the database. We have a Facebook page. We put stuff out on the Facebook page every so often, so they can join that. We have, I forget how many followers we have, but we have a lot of followers on Facebook right now too.
And they send you a message on Facebook. Does it come to you or another committee member?
To me and Carla Willis are the administrators of the Facebook. But
Carla's on the school board.
Yeah, but anybody that's on Facebook can, just like it and become a follower. And all the board is on the Facebook page, so anybody can answer them that way. We have, I believe we're at 7 board members now.
What years are represented? Carla was 79.
We have 79, 78, 77. I'm not sure. Oh, well, Jennifer Houches is on. I think she was the 80s graduate somewhere in there. So she's one of our...
Maybe even 90s.
She was, it could be. She was one of our youngest. Or she's one of our youngest board members. So she has that connection.
So you're of the ones you've named, those are mostly 70s people. You need some 80s. You need some 90s.
And some 2000s.
You need some 2000s.
Yes.
Maybe even 10s.
We would love it.
And 20s, you've got some that have been out of school for 5-6 years now that are 20s.
And we're not even just asking people to be on our board and be on this for life. We would love to see people who would be interested in maybe doing one event or being a part of one event, and we would support them. We would help them, if matter of funding, whatever we could do. For example, our golf scramble, we're there, we do the food for it, but we had somebody else who's not on the board who directed that, and that was Ty Cabrick. Now, Ty, because of his job, he's traveling a lot more. He's wanting to give that up. So we're actually looking for someone. Could be husband and wife. It could be 2 people that are friends, who would direct that, who would set our golf scramble up for us. But we would still be there to back them up, help them with what they need. We bought the trophy. We bought, all the prizes they got, and we actually took them to the golf scramble. So it's not that we need somebody to give us their life. We just need help on some of these different projects.
So Ty's not on the board, but he's a Pike Central graduate.
Yes, and so he helped us out with that. Did a wonderful job. And like I said, the only reason he's not going to do it this year is because his job and other things have made
He's still supporting a
difficult
family.
Oh yeah, he's still. My guess is if he can, he'll still be there to golf. But we need people like that. We would love for somebody to take this 5K that we'd like to do and run with it. We'd also like to know, we think that some of the things that we proposed, maybe some of the younger 90s, 2000s, those aren't things they're interested in. So come and tell us what you're interested in, and we'll help get that
Facilitate
going.
that.
Yeah. And I know that we'd also love to help with class reunions. I think in the future, our database will allow us to have groups so that people could get reunions scheduled and through the database. They could have their people, their addresses there, and they could send an email out through our database.
So that database has probably got 5,000-6,000 names on it.
We're not there yet, but we could have. So, I mean, we just started getting it and using it this last year. So, but it's got a lot of potential, and of course, there again, that's another. It's a subscription-based database, so we have to fund that every year. And the more people we have, the price will go up some. It'll be a little while before it goes up, but we also could use, donations and help with supporting that kind of thing yet. So we got a lot of things for people to help us with.
This program is sponsored in part by the Log Inns Farm, Bed, and Breakfast, just 3 miles west of Petersburg off of State Road 56. It's peaceful, quiet, and you're surrounded by nature in a traditional farm environment. It's nestled in the countryside of a southern Indiana working farm growing grain, hay, and livestock. It incorporates 2 vintage log cabins. Call the Log Inns Farm, Bed, and Breakfast at 812-354-2192. Recently, the real estate market has been unpredictable, but the sun is shining, spring has sprung, and at Harris Real Estate, we have clients looking for homes and properties to buy and sell. Let us help you. Real estate is local. We are local. We know the business. We know the community. Harris Real Estate has listed and sold hundreds of properties right here. We know Pike County. Harris Real Estate, 812-380-1065. Spring is here, and it's time to get winter off of your vehicle. When you wash your vehicle on a regular basis, there are many advantages. You're easier to see, you preserve the life of your vehicle, help maintain its value, enhances vision, and it just looks better. And washing with a wand, you can get into those crevices underneath, brush with a soft bristle brush, and then hose it off. Stop by Petersburg Car Wash today, 401 South 9th Street, Petersburg. Keep it clean. What are some of your other events and activities besides the golf scramble and this 5K that you're working on?
Well, we would love, and we've tried the last 3 years, and for different reasons it hasn't happened, but we'd also like to have an alumni basketball game.
Wow, that'd be cool.
We've had people ask us about maybe having events where the choir, the musicians come together, just the musicians and the choir people. Cheerleaders. I was a cheerleading sponsor. I would love to get my cheerleaders back as a group and have some event with them, whether it be just, food trucks or where we kind of get together and have a cheerleading reunion. We've had...
it's
just
endless.
Different it is.
You could have your thespians come together and
yes, we could do that. So there again, we would like to know if people would just want to tell us on Facebook, what are some things you'd like to see us do? And, we'll give it support. we'll see what we can do. But again, we
and
need volunteers or we need funds.
I was going to say coordinators
Yes.
would help.
Yes.
Somebody
Yeah.
that can come in, take this project, and think, I know this person can help me, and this person can help me, and here's an older person that can come in and
Yeah.
cover that area.
And then the other thing that I've always wanted to see, and I don't know if it's if it should be through the alumni or through another organization, but we would like to be able to say, because I worked with a group one time who was asking for a grant, and I work with the community foundation, and so I had to go out and look at these people's projects to see,
Analyze
if they need. And one of the things I asked, because this one group said, well, we have fees for competitions, and then we have stuff. And I said, well, we don't give money for competition fees, but we definitely give money for stuff. And I said, what's the other thing that you need? And this lady said, we need people resources, because she was a person at the school who was the sponsor of this group, but literally had no background in the content that they were working on. She said, if there were people who would donate time to come and help us, we need that. And
pull it all together.
Yeah, and so who better than our alumni to do that? I know some of the alumni have come back to help in the construction classes and the robotics and, different things like that people may be willing to help with, but they are not trained in that subject matter. And so if we had people who would help with that, even if they don't live here, they could do, online help, Zoom meetings, team meetings, whatever it takes. But if they were willing to do that, and we could find them for our people through our database, again, I think that would be a great resource. So it could be somebody because we have so many alumni.
Yeah, it's endless.
Who are not just doing great things here, but they're doing great things in other parts of the world. We've had people who are on, in the FBI, we've had people who are Secret Service. We've had people who are NASA research doctors. We've got people in all different kinds of lives and business and experiences that could give back to our Pike Central kids. And I think one of the benefits of that is, I love it when people like, that Query guy who does movies.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, I love it when they come back to Pike County.
I've seen him before.
But I also think there's still a little bit of an attitude that I'm from Pike County, I can't do this. That's too big for me. I can't succeed in stuff outside, in the big area.
Low self-esteem.
Yes. I think our kids need to see that. I think they need to see these people who graduated from Pike Central and have gone on to big, big things.
I've been right where you are.
Yes. So I wish they would come back and talk to our kids or share with our kids their resources or their time. I think that would be a wonderful piece to our alumni that is different than getting together or donating money. So
it would even set up a mentoring program.
Yes.
in the way communication is today.
Yes. Think about if a teacher in a class said, okay, we know a guy who does this. And so if he will give us, 30 minutes to an hour online and do a digital speech to my students in class, that's so easy to do today. But we want to know who they are and what they want to do and how they would work with our kids. And so...
And how they present it.
Yeah. Yeah. And we could do that with our alumni. Those are the kinds of things I would like to see it be beyond us just getting our alumni together for fun.
But you're right. We have a wealth of talent.
We do, both here in Pike County and outside Pike County.
And bring that back together to help build the current Pike County.
Because we probably got, I know we have people in all walks of life and in every kind of business, or every kind of business or other occupation. I mean,
You've got a couple Major League Baseball players.
Yes, yeah. I would bet you there are kids in this county that have no clue some of the people that have came out of this county and gone on and did bigger and better things. They need to know that. They need to know who they are. They need to see them, meet them. You know, so that's what, again, that's what I want to see.
And they didn't have windows in their classroom either.
No, no. I got the chance of, I substitute taught at Pike Central last year, and I got the chance to talk to a lot of the kids when I subbed, and I was telling them about the beginnings of Pike Central. You know, we didn't have walls in our classrooms. They were like, "What?"
Open
I said,
concept.
"It was just bookcases in between the classes, so you could hear what was going on in maybe 3 or 4 different classrooms." I said we had,
And we all heard Andy Anderson.
yes.
I love Andy.
But after a while, you got used to it and you ignored it. You know, you didn't know. It was the only time you really paid attention is if somebody was yelling or someone was getting in trouble. And then, you know, we had a smoking area. You could go outside and smoke. And you might be out there with your teachers smoking in the smoking area.
At Wright's, we had Cancer Corner.
Yeah.
Or the men teachers would meet in the boiler room. We knew where they were.
And I told them, I said, the first year we didn't have a football field that was complete. We didn't have a gymnasium that was complete or an auditorium. We played football at Petersburg. We played basketball games
at what is now the soccer field.
And we played basketball in what's now the old gym, Petersburg gym. We didn't have those. I can remember doing homecoming at the Petersburg football field, you know. So it was different.
That was before my time.
Yeah. They were done my junior year, but not my sophomore year. So we had all those different things to do.
Well, this is exciting as you and your 6 or 7 others help build this program. The opportunities to help what we have now grow, like we said, endless.
Well, let me tell you too because I named a few, but on our committee or on our board, because we are a board, we have myself and Vicki Smith, Carla Willis, Susan Flint, Jennifer Riedel, Lisa Sims. We just put Beth Amos on our board because she helped us at our dinner the other day, and then Debbie Beck.
That's a great crew.
And Patty Frederick.
That's a fabulous crew.
So I think that's all. Yeah.
You need some men involved.
We do. We definitely do. And we welcome them in a heartbeat. We usually, right now we're meeting at the library on every 3rd Tuesday. Now we meet at lunchtime now because we're all retired. That might have to change at some, well, at least, or Jennifer's not retired, but, so we would definitely, and if we had some men and they wanted to do it in the evenings and go out to eat, we'd definitely do that. But we'd love to have some men.
They're going to have, we just look at things differently.
Yeah.
So they're going to have
Well, they might
different ideas.
Yeah, they might have ideas for different events that we haven't thought of. We'd love to have that. But again, if they don't want to come and give their life to us, they don't want to meet once a month, tell us what you want to do and do one event. Just do that one event, help us with that. Or, you know, help us with something. We got lots of different things we could put people to work for.
Yeah, and you need some of these more recent graduates, maybe not even 20, 21, 22, 23, but people that just are at a different point in life.
I think last year was the first time we had 2, I believe, new graduates that came last year.
Great.
So, I mean, first year out, they were at the banquet. So
wonderful.
I think they had a good time because they enjoyed. We always usually have. We like to have fun, and I think we got some ideas for this next year that maybe will make even more fun. But we're not stuffy old people. we do some cool things. So
That's the previous generation.
yeah. So, but I think it's good. I was trying to think. There was one other thing. Well, that'll come back to me. I don't know. I'm a little old, so I forget things. But we just, we want people to help us and be a part of it, and we welcome anybody and everybody.
Good. Yeah.
So.
And hopefully somebody listening to this podcast that will inspire them and think, oh, I've got an idea for them.
Yeah. And if you know people outside of the county that maybe aren't on Facebook, tell them to send me their email and their name.
Talk to them.
Through any way that they can. Get their email and send it to me in that way. Because that's how we'll get in touch with people for the next banquet.
Do you want to give out your email and just have them forward it to you? What is your email?
My email, which I'm fine with giving out, is T Whitehead, just like it sounds, 65 at outlook.com.
That's easy.
Oh, and as I told you earlier, I think last year we had to go out of town for our banquet. But we didn't want to. But we just had to because of numbers. This year next year we will be back in the county.
Wonderful.
We'll be at High Banks
Wonderful
Event Center.
Isn't that fabulous?
It is. It's a wonderful place. I think I was as excited or more excited than Jess Adams when they started that, because that's what we wanted to do. We want to do as much as we can here in the county, as opposed to going even. We probably have to go out for our caterers, our food. I don't know. We're not sure about that yet. But there's some things we do have to go out. But it's just because we don't have it.
Surely we have a Pike Central graduate that caters food.
Well, we did the first year. We did have somebody who was a graduate, and she catered for us. And there's some other people. I'm not counting anybody out yet, but we'll just have to see what we're going to do. But we're trying. And High Banks is our... excited. I'm excited about that.
So give me some dates. When is your next event? Is that the golf scramble?
It's the golf scramble, and I've got to go out, and probably after I leave here, I got to go out and set that up. I don't have a date yet, but it's
going to be on your Facebook page.
Yes, and it's usually in September. It might be. It'll either be in September. Or it'll be around the Buffalo Trace time. We've talked about that too. So.
But you want people spread out those ideas. You want people with other ideas on what they could provide.
Yes.
And
because our little
Frisbee tournament, whatever.
Yeah. Because our 7 to 8 people board can't
do it all.
We're probably doing about as much as we can handle right now with everything that we're doing. So we need other people to help us expand the offerings. I mean, we could have more things in the summer. We could have things in the fall, I mean, we could do it. We've talked about a softball tournament.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
Or baseball tournament, just with alumni.
Right. Wouldn't that be great? And you could put some pretty talented teams together. When you were talking earlier about you could pull a basketball team from the 80s, a basketball team from the 90s,
but
2000s,
no 70s or early 80s. They've all told me that they're not playing because they're too old and they're not going to break a leg.
Their knees and don't know if Ted Klipsch can rebound like he used to.
They've all said no, Terry. You got to get the younger ones, but they come and watch.
They could coach.
And we've even talked about, I just thought of this, we've talked about how we might even honor different people, we did have before I say that, we do try to do something for both homecomings, and we would love for people to come back for homecoming. Couple things we tried didn't work out so well, but we had football players who came back, and we asked them to wear a football shirt. So we would like to do, but we talked about doing some more, maybe like honoring certain people, looking at, and we haven't fleshed this up completely out, but how could we, have maybe an alumnus of the year or something like that. But we would like to talk about that. So we've got a lot of ideas, but we need people. We really do. So I think we could do a lot more.
Sounds great.
And by the way, on our website too, there's another button where you can push the button and you can get alumni t-shirts. We're going to have a few more designs. We have like 5 designs right now. And if all mine weren't dirty at the moment, I would have worn one today, but I didn't have any to wear. I got my burgundy on, but we have alumni t-shirts. And of course, the profits we make off that helps us fund some things as well. But if people want to look at those, there's a button on the website for that. So
I'm getting sidetracked. You had spoke earlier when you were on that committee when you were still in school a couple years ago. How'd you come up with burgundy and gold?
Okay, so Pike Central, Winslow, Petersburg. Petersburg was red and white. Winslow was purple and gold. We were blue and white. So it was actually burgundy, gold, and white to start with. I think they've kind of dropped the white a little bit now. But at the time, we didn't want the red, pure red, because we wanted to use something from all 3 colors. And we didn't like red and gold. So we went with the burgundy for Petersburg. Close. We went with the gold for Winslow and the white for Otwell. And that's how we picked it.
There you go.
Yeah. We had, I don't remember everything we did for that committee, but we did have surveys from all the kids at school. And then the committee kind of went through those, especially for the mascot. We had a lot of different ideas for the Charger and the Charger actual picture of the mascot. But Charger was one of the ones that the student body picked, and we went with that from all 3 schools.
I think I know this answer, but why the Charger?
I think it was the best one out of the surveys, but I'm not sure exactly. I can't remember.
I always thought it might have something to do with the power plants.
I don't think it did. I think we just liked that one. That was the best one we came up with. And remember, that was 50 years ago, Aunt Randy. I've slept since then, so I don't remember why, but I remember we had ideas from all 3 schools, and so we picked from all 3 schools. Everybody got to say what they wanted, and then we picked the one. So maybe somebody else had that idea, but I don't remember that being part of it.
Okay.
So,
anything else we need to talk about?
I don't think so.
When is so have you set a date for your next banquet?
Yes.
And it's going to be 27.
We're doing it the 2nd Saturday in June. Oh goodness. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's like June.
2nd Saturday.
2nd Saturday in June. It's always going to be the 2nd Saturday in June now.
Of 2027.
2027, yep.
Otwell alumni. Are you still active?
Oh, yeah. We are right now planning our, that's always the 2nd Sunday of June, and we're planning that right now. I've got
So you do that every year?
We do that every year.
You do
because that's pretty much only thing that they do. That committee does the banquet, and then we support they also have a scholarship with the community foundation. And honestly, I'm so surprised when they do take in the money for that scholarship, because we're talking about, an older group of people. We're talking about not as many people. We're talking about the smallest school in the county probably. And they still raise a lot of money for their scholarship. I mean, they have a decent scholarship. And so that's why I said we don't want to stop until they're ready to stop, because they're still active in it. And we had a good one last year, so we'll have a good one this year too.
And I assume you don't have much, if anything, to do with Winslow and Petersburg.
No, I did not have anything to do with those. And I think both of those groups have stopped.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Now, it was something though that we talked about, and my board's going to be surprised about this because I really didn't talk about it with my board, but I talked about it with some other people who were talking about the database, and we said maybe at some point we could even include some of, not for our banquet, of course, but maybe include some of those people and other things. We had talked about doing as I said, like a alumni of the year or a legacy award, and we had decided that we would definitely, if we did that, we would include Winslow, Otwell, and Petersburg people, and we would include people posthumously, because we might want to do something like that. There's some things that are kind of being talked about that I'm not ready to say yet, but hopefully we can do something like that in the future.
So take us back to 1974.
1974.
You're pulling kids from Stendal to Union to Otwell to Spurgeon. You've got the population at Winslow and Petersburg, and you all come together in the same cafeteria.
Yeah.
How did that work out?
Well, I'm going to tell you that we did have some issues. I can remember some fights and some serious fights at different times, maybe more than what we ever have since. But I just remember making friends quickly. I don't remember, and my Otwell friends are some of I'm still friends with everybody in my class. My Otwell friends are some of the most important people in my life, but I made really good friends at Pike Central too, and to this day, are still friends. So, like I said, I think some people probably had a difficult time there, but it was not a difficult time for me. I made friends real quickly, and I think there's a lot of other people that can say that too. I don't think it's just me. I think.
Yeah. Well, as you're saying that, I'm thinking, of course you did. You've just got that
people.
Personality.
I like people, so that's probably part of my thing. But I just, I'm sure it was hard for some people, and I like the opportunities though. I'm honestly a person that likes change, but I really liked the opportunities that we got down there. Different classes. I probably
stronger curriculum.
Yeah. See, my degree's in journalism. My undergrad degree's in journalism. I probably wouldn't have done that had I not gone to Pike Central, because we didn't have that kind of thing at Otwell. Maybe, but I doubt it. I don't know if I'd gone to IU, which is where I got that degree. But I think
so
we had a lot of opportunities there.
You were right in between John and Andy. Did you bump into them in journalism at IU?
No. I think they were there later than I was. I don't remember.
John was a couple years ahead of you.
Andy
was a couple behind you.
Behind me, probably, yeah. So no, I didn't. Because Andy graduated from Winslow, right? Or was he at Pike Central the first year?
John was the last class at Winslow. Andy was 79 at Pike Central.
Yeah, Andy was in my brother's class.
All right.
So, yeah. But so I just, like I said, I think some people probably had issues, but I did not, and I don't know. I can't speak for other people, but
we're a fallen world. Somebody's going to have an issue somewhere.
Yeah. And I know that some of the first graduating class, even today, I'll hear people say, we didn't get to graduate from the school that we went to all our lives, and then they sent us somewhere else. But there had to be somebody, so they were our veterans, and I think they should be proud of that. So, but we honored the 1975 class at our banquet last year because it was the 50 years, and we had quite a few of those kids there. So, those people.
Kids Works.
Yeah, we had quite a few of them there, so I think that was pretty telling as well. They had a good time. So
one more time, we can go to PikeCentralAlumni.com. That's our
website.
And on Facebook, we can get you where?
Facebook. I don't remember but just
Pike Central Alumni.
Yeah, Pike Central Alumni.
It's
Facebook.
going to pull it up. Your email is twhitehead65@outlook.com. And You want people to get involved?
We want people to get involved. We want them to send us their information for the database. I will tell you this too. There's even a part on there where eventually we can have alumni put, if they need employees, they can advertise it on our database. We're not there yet, but they could do that. So think about that. Putting your name out there. Hey, I need an employee for this person. And you get an alumnus from Pike Central. How cool would that be? So
Yeah, you could.
we can do a lot of things with that database. So I'm excited about that.
Dr. Myers, we need a rocket scientist at NASA.
Yeah, but the other thing is, we've talked a lot. We definitely want to support our schools.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it sounds like just an outstanding organization. The 6 or 7 people that you mentioned that are on your board with you, those are all busy people.
They are.
So they could use that baton to hand off and come help you.
And at some point, we're going to need successors as well. We can't do this into our 90s, and some of us are getting close. No, I'm not there yet. But we'll need younger people to carry this on so it's successful.
So get involved.
Yep. Yes. We need that.
Terri, it's always good to see you.
You too. So thank you very much for having me today.
You're welcome. Thanks for joining us for this program of WFPC Podcasting. The program is brought to you by Hathaway Excavating and Rock Yard, Schultz Eye Care, the Log Ends Farm Bed and Breakfast, the Destin Schnare, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Agency, Harris Real Estate, and Petersburg Car Wash. Please thank our sponsors for their continued investment in Pike County. A new program appears each Friday on WFPC Podcasting, exploring the people, information, and the news right here in Pike County. See you next week.
Thanks for watching WFPC Podcasting, your local source for the heart and history of Pike County, Indiana. From backroads to town centers, we bring you the voices, stories, and news that shape our community. Join us on this journey through the past, present, and future of Pike County, Indiana. Tune in next week for the next episode of WFPC Podcasting.